This guy, Ted Heath, he was Prime Minister of Britain from 1970 to 1974. He was the guy that signed us into the European Union. Major person involved in the Bilderberg Group and various other things. And I wasn't into any of this stuff at the time. I was a national spokesman for the British Green Party. And I was asked to go and speak on this election program on Sky News years ago, back in the 80s, 89 it was. And I arrive, and the lady takes me into this makeup room, and we go through the door, and it appears to be empty. She says, someone will be along in a minute, and walks out. So I sit down in the chair, I'm looking at the mirror, and I catch someone just to my right. And I look across, and it's this bloke who'd just been interviewed on the program, and he was sitting there waiting to have the makeup taken off. So, you know, cheery bloke. I said, all right, mate, nice to meet you, nice to meet you. But no word was spoken by this guy in the entire experience. He sat there looking at the mirror, and when I said hello, he turned his chair and he looked at me. Very strange look. His head never moved once he turned it. Then his eyes started at the top of my head. I went slowly down my body, real slowly, to my feet, and then went back again, and then turned and looked at the mirror. And all I could say, looking back, he was scanning me. The thing was, though, when he was scanning me and I was looking at him, all his eyes, whites as well as everything else, went completely black. And what I found since is a few things. First of all, this guy was seriously into Satanism, was a major Satanist in Britain, and child abuser. I put it in my books while he's dead now, but I put all this in my books while he was alive. And a journalist rang him and said, you see what this David Icke bloke's saying about you? And, oh, he must be mad. And that was the end of it. Because it was true. I talked to the people, many people he abused. And the other thing that I found after I had this experience, and I got into this stuff after 1990, are the stories around the world of the black-eyed people, of which the same story is told. These people's eyes go completely bloody black. And you know, when we look at each other, we make what we call eye contact. But when I was looking into Ted Heath's eyes, there was no point where there was any contact. I described it to my family when I got home. You never believe what I've just experienced with Ted Heath. I said to them, it was like looking into two black holes. There was no point where there was a contact. And what I understand now, I was looking through the physical human energy field into that which was behind him, that which you never see. So we all thought these people, and if we could see not that far beyond visible light, we'd see something overshadowing these people that is very different to the way they look. Oh, I love that. Hey. They say a picture tells 1,000 words, don't they? Ooh, years ago, last time I came to Australia, I had a strange experience. I spoke in Sydney, and afterwards I was introduced to this Freemason who said he was 33rd degree or something. He wanted to meet me, and because he wanted to know how I knew what I knew. He said, how do you know that? You're not supposed to know these things. So anyway, I met him, and he said, I said, I'm a good Freemason. He said, I'm trying to fight some of the bad things. I said, okay. He said, if you come to Canberra, he said, I'll show you around Canberra, and I'll show you the Freemasonry imagery. So, okay, I'll go. So I went to Canberra, and I met this guy, and he showed me all around the Parliament building, and all the street plan around there, and all the rest of it. And then he took me into the War Memorial, the War Museum Memorial in Canberra. And my God, it is a blaze with Illuminati and reptilian symbolism. And when you go into the part where the unknown soldier grave is, on the four corners and the pillars are depictions of soldiers, men and women, and then you've got the light coming up from the top of their head going up, and you've got a reptilian figure sitting above that, almost policing the connection to out there, and this satanic symbolism and all this stuff. And when you look at the sponsors of the War Museum, a number of them are like a who's who of the Illuminati in Australia, according to this guy. Anyway, tell you what he said to me. He said, we need to get you some money. I said, what do you mean? He said, yeah. He said, we need to get you some money to fund what you're doing. I said, well, hold on. I said, how are you going to do that? He said, we'll give you a credit card. I don't know who we was. He said, we'll give you a credit card. I said, well, how will that help me? He said, well, We fixed the computer system so no matter how much you spend, it never registers. He said, that's how we get our money, right? So anyway, I thought, I'm not sure about that in the least. And we said goodbye. He said, look, I've got lots of things to tell you. And never heard from him again. Disappeared from the face of the bloody earth. He's still around in Australia, I'm sure, but there you go. So this interspace plane